Hey family, I wanted to take some time to shout out our proud partners in Georgia. That's Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Listen, from our home team to yours, we wanted to say thank you for being such an integral part of the first of many seasons of God Loves Sports.
I've always wanted to be in the Hall of Fame.
What's up, guys? God Loves Sports. We want to welcome Terrell and Jacob to the show. Again, we have Champ Bailey and myself, Trey Battle. Welcome. Our guys.
Thank you for having us.
I'm
Thank you for
glad
having
to be
us.
here. I'm excited.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you for
Yes,
having
sir.
us.
Yes, sir.
Get the greetings out the way.
There we go.
You already know.
So this is special because not a lot of times is there an opportunity for generational players to like interact with one another,
Oh, yeah.
right? So you, both of you, current players at UGA, tell me the amount of times that you've met with former UGA players outside of a locker room setting.
I've met a countable amount. To be fair, I've met like a countable amount of players. Like, I think it's just random interactions. You're like, okay, I think I see your number. I remember your last name type deal. Like after the spring, I remember I ran into like a legend, Chuck. One of the five.
Kennebrew.
Yeah,
Kennebrew.
Kennebrew.
Yeah.
I met him like randomly, like Zoom call. He was on a call with my one of my other teammates, and I got the opportunity to talk to him, and that was one of like the few interactions I got with an older player, and got to like just let them seep knowledge into me.
Right.
Just like about their experience at UGA and as a football player here. Right. But when he was like one of the godfathers for us to play.
I'm glad you met him.
Yeah, no, I was like that was like one of the most like I was almost kind of honored to meet someone like him because it was just like when I actually like started researching his history, I was like you just saying what you talking to me for? What you talking to me for? I was like,
He's that kind of guy.
yeah, like but he was like, he was a cool guy.
He's so cool, down to earth, right?
Yeah, for real.
He don't even seem like an old head.
Nah, for real. No, for real.
What about you, Jacob?
I actually met Champ digitally one time, and then one time in person. He came to the facility. I think he was walking around with Coach Jonas. I met him a few times because I worked with Dime Life on a promo for their Georgia hats.
Gotcha.
Besides that, I met Dre Swift one time training in Miami. That's about it. Everybody else inside that locker room. We don't really get this opportunity much.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm trying to drive home is there are a few opportunities. Well, we'll say historically there have been few opportunities where current players have been able to interact with former players for NCAA reasons, whatever it may be. But anytime that we can bring those generations together and form a connection and allow our resources, in terms of the people we know, right? I mean, y'all already got NIL, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for real.
But in terms of interacting with you guys, bringing you into our networks, helping you see a picture outside of football,
Yes, sir.
3 to 4 years. If you play in the pros, it's I want you to play forever.
Right.
I want that for you.
Everybody do.
But
There's an end.
There is an end.
It will end.
There's always an
always
end.
at some point.
Guaranteed.
So, given that, you guys are working on some projects off the field.
We are.
All right.
Got a
So
couple,
trying. Yeah, we definitely cooking.
So what I want you guys to do is give us a little picture, paint us a picture of what you're doing off the field and how interacting with former players, from former Bulldogs, we always Bulldogs, but former players like Champ and myself can help grow what you're trying to do from a professional perspective and not just from a sports perspective.
I'll take it. So basically what me and Terrell want to do is we want to create a show about us. Not necessarily what do I do when I wake up and brush my teeth, but you see our take on fishing, our take on hunting, our take on buying cars, whatever it might be. We just show everybody the life of what we do because we think we're pretty cool.
Yeah.
To put it quite frank.
We'll see.
I think we're two pretty cool guys. We got another guy we work with, Miles Thornton, who we're also interested in adding to this project at some point. We think we have a great relationship. We get along. We argue, but
Chemistry
all boys argue.
Okay. Yeah.
But we want to do something where we can push out content and show people our personalities in an authentic, original, creative way.
Right.
And we wanted to come to you guys because you guys seem to have the same vision we do about just, open creativity, player-led, or, ownership and creativity, not limiting anybody and allowing us to really be ourselves outside of the pads. Is what you
And
saying.
allow that vision to flourish and grow. Because obviously, right now we have a set idea for what we want, but we want y'all to be able to help us help grow that vision to make it what we want it to be. What wherever the ceiling is, we want to go there and go beyond that.
And then we also want it to be not only lucrative money-wise, but lucrative, in enjoyment and fulfillment of purpose for everybody, not just us, but for your company as well, for what you guys are trying to do, where you can look back and say, okay, when we partnered with Jacob and Terrell and eventually Miles, that was one of our best moves. And that's what
we had fun.
Yeah.
And let's have fun.
And they were cool at the end.
Yeah. I think just based off what you said, one piece of advice I would give you is to be ready to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
And be ready to do something that you didn't think you would be able to do.
Adaptability.
So I'm going to tell you, I've been out of the league 10 years now. It's my 10th year. I retired 10 years ago. I had no idea what I wanted to do. But when I met up with Chris and we started doing the stuff, social media stuff, and I always told Chris, I am not trying to get in front of the camera. That's just not me. I don't want to do it. It was just one of those things. I'm like, I tried TV right when I retired. I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, most of that had to do with flying to the West Coast, doing Fox Sports. But fast forward to now, I'm like, let's do everything.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And Chris always knew, but he knew not to push on me. He just kind of let me come to it myself. It's like, yeah, you have to be in front of the camera.
You're the guy.
Yeah, so he's like,
let's be
now
real.
he's like
Let's call it
thankful
what it
that
is.
I'm
Yeah,
willing
let's
to
say
do
it.
it. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, Chris, I'm gonna probably try this and this and this. So now all these opportunities are coming, but my mind is ready for it. Now it's gonna happen to y'all. Like something's gonna it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
this. But I think that the whole idea of just doing something that you want to do, be passionate about it, give your all to it, and just let the chips fall where they may.
Agreed.
Right?
I'm happy you said that because even though my journey is trying to involve myself in social media and grow my personality has been short, I pretty much went through the same kind of journey.
You sound like Terrell.
Yeah, I literally went through the same journey. I would have done this if it wasn't for my roommate. He started with the other bucket out in Athens Players Lounge. He started doing that. He started to get comfortable with it. And literally since he started, he was like, Terrell, you gotta do this, bro. You gotta do this. It's easy. You'll have fun with it. I'm like, in the camera though? You want me in front of I had to talk. Usually I'm gonna sit down and chill. I'm just worried about playing ball. I'm just worried about playing ball. That's all. That's my only focus. And then he's like, bro, I'm telling you, you gotta get on. You gotta do this. And he's really the reason I started it. Once I done that first episode, I'm like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I realized I would.
Yeah.
And it's just you just have to just let down that barrier, be not even be vulnerable to an extent, but just express yourself.
Yeah.
I was always
Just
told,
express
don't think of the camera.
Yeah.
Don't-
We're sitting here
Don't
talking to
think,
each other.
we're just talking.
Well, I think that's what's important about controlling the narrative and the conversations, right? You don't want anything to be scripted. You kind of want to just be able to talk to your boys and talk about whatever.
That's how the most successful ones are. The ones where it's just cool guys sitting there talking to each other.
Yeah.
It's simple like that.
So Terrell, you said something when you initially started this. One of the things that those inner voices, what you were saying to yourself, that inner dialogue was, you just play football, man. Just focus just focus on the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Man.
There are a lot of people who may even watch this, may even consume your content, and at the same time say, they're just football players.
Shut up and dribble.
Just shut up and dribble, right?
I remember.
Just play sports. You are blessed to be one of the less than 10%. I know to go pro is 1%, and I think collegiate players is 7% or something, 5 to 7%. You are fortunate enough to be 5 to 7% of the athletes who are actually able and blessed enough to play in college.
Right.
Just focus on that. Why do you think it's important for people to hear that perspective, for people to see that real you?
See, for me, since I felt like I went through that journey, I feel like it's important because you find yourself on that journey as well.
Right.
You have this idea of yourself, your whole mental image of who you are as a person, and it's okay, I fit in this lane. I fit in this lane. But you don't realize you can be in multiple lanes and try to be successful in all of them.
Yeah.
You can be a ball player.
Yeah.
You can be a speaker. You can be an intellectual. And you can be inspirational in any shape or form.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's just about how much passion you're willing to put into it.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, doing like, I feel like this past year has been like the most like character building year of my life, to be honest. Like,
I agree.
I've done the most random stuff with him and my other teammate. Like, me and Miles did. We ran for student government at UGA.
SGA?
We
ran for president.
Football players?
Yeah, the football player. Football.
I've never even been to an SGA event. Like,
off
limits.
Jocks don't know nothing.
I didn't make the
Holding
decision to do it
signs.
until like a
That's
week before.
Holding
before like the official like back processes happened. I'm like,
I love
Miles
that.
is like, because he wants to be a politician.
He wants to be a politician.
That's his
Yeah,
outlook.
Who? Miles?
Miles.
We need
Miles-
to talk.
Yeah, he wants to be a
Miles
politician. And he's just like, he tried to get him on board, but some stuff happened, and like he was like, Terrell, you do it with me too. And then we all worked on it, and we were all trying our hardest.
Handing
We
out
didn't win.
stickers, everything.
We didn't win, but we going again. And we going again.
I
We're
can't wait to talk
round
to
two.
Miles. Oh,
We
my
round.
God.
Oh no, I'm telling you, you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm
Miles
telling
is great,
you,
dude. Miles is
yeah,
good, dude.
he's a
Miles is
character,
good.
bro.
So what about for you, Jacob? Why is it so important for people to know who Jacob is without a helmet on?
So I'll say I'm very big into my spirituality. And like you said, football comes to an end. I believe God put me on this earth for football, but that wasn't my ultimate goal. That wasn't my full plan. He didn't put me on this earth to do 10 years of football and then it's time to rap. I got other facets. He gave me other skills. He gave me other enjoyments. Media happens to be one of them. I like expressing myself. I like being myself. I like being able to put my ideas out in front of people. And that's what brings me enjoyment. And I feel like I've made a difference not only in my community, but in my own mental through finally being able to just express myself and do what pleases me. And that's been my goal.
That's so good. It reminds me of the parable of the talents, right?
Yeah.
Like you were blessed with these talents, and it was given to 3 different people. The first guy, he just buried it.
Right.
It was no gain from it. The second guy, he did a little work and he got a little bit of return on it. But the third guy, he gave his all on the field, off the field, and look at the return that he was able to receive, and look at the favor that he got not only from his master but from the Lord. Right. When he gave his all to what he was talented with, it was, the reward was bountiful. Right.
Yeah.
So I see that when I hear you say that.
Yeah,
It's so dope.
I gotta use all my facets. Everything I got, I gotta put it out because you only got one life.
That's
No,
dope.
dude.
When my time is up, because I'm not afraid of death, but I know there's an end to this.
Yeah.
It's like there's an end to football. When my time's up, I put everything on the table.
I don't want to regret nothing.
I don't want to regret anything.
Until we talk about the fear of
fear of regret, or the feel of failure.
Yeah, you
Which
guys
one do you want?
have this natural like entrepreneurship like mindset, and I think one of the best things I did coming out of high school was going to Georgia.
Agreed.
Why? Because
Agreed.
our network is ridiculous.
It is.
Stupid. Like,
And now, being the entrepreneur I am now, all my opportunities, there's some kind of UGA connection to everything.
I didn't know the guy from Power went to UGA.
Yeah.
Amari.
One of our someone,
You played with Amari, right?
Yes.
the person who made Airbnb with someone related to I've learned
Dude,
like
it's
in the past
unreal.
couple,
Yeah, it's
I've
bad.
learned the past couple months like there's so many things like if I wanted to do something at the end of football and I just like I know exactly what I have to call. I know exactly what I have to call and she's gonna set that up. She didn't get me where I need to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in front of the person I need to
Yeah.
see and talk to. And I mean, I feel like I've gained. I'm not even done with my journey, but I've gained the skills I need to do whatever I want to like.
Oh, yeah.
I'm completely confident. Like anything I want to do
I can
after
do it.
football, I'm straight.
Look, if
I was able to commit
you're
to it.
open-minded, hard worker,
Yeah.
just the opportunities are endless.
Mm-hmm.
Being in this network, it really is. So it's just really, what do you want to do with it?
Facts.
So being able to take control of your own narrative and have your own conversations, that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It should never
Yeah.
stop, but it's really just the cream of the, like, it's just part of it. Like, it's not, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
I'm doing
No.
some things that I never thought I'd be doing.
I'm telling you now.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. But then, in the same note, like, I never turn my back on my hometown because we got issues there.
Yeah.
Really, I'm just in a more empowered position to help my hometown. So I'm like, well, let me leverage this to help this. And then you start putting things together and the ideas just keep coming. Why? You have good intentions and you got good work ethic.
Yeah.
Everything else will take care of itself. Yeah.
So Champ, I'm thinking just on my experience at UGA, right? It's almost like time value of money.
Right.
The earlier you start investing, as it increases over time, it compounds, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what networking was until I got in the league, right?
Me neither.
And then you know what I mean? And I retired and I came back to Georgia and I realized I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone. I don't have any connections. I don't have anyone who can help me like get to whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve. And so you just admitted to it. Like you didn't understand it either. You look at guys right now who are currently on the team and they are so far ahead.
So far, bro.
So far ahead of where we were.
Decades.
Yeah, y'all are so far ahead of where we were.
It's different, bro.
They made a good like support system on there.
I have Coach Kirby and everything they set us up with outside of football, which doesn't get praised a lot. You know, he gets his head coach accolades and all that stuff. But like Coach Kirby really does set us up with meeting with banking advisors, different politicians across the
That's crazy.
It's like because
there's no limit, bro.
He makes sure to emphasize most of us will not play in the league.
He says all the time. He says it all the time.
He makes sure to emphasize. He's like
he doesn't lie.
He's the example.
There'll be a ham. Like he was a baller in Georgia.
He's the example.
He could play.
But I mean, you can't expect to be every 130 people in that room to be like, okay, we're going to go 5 plus years in the league, 1 year at most.
He honestly tells you probably aren't going.
You probably not.
He looks you in the face and says
you probably won't go to the league.
Yeah, I think while you're in it, the best thing you could do, I mean, it's really not hard to build a network.
It ain't.
It's not.
Having that helmet on creates a lot of opportunities. The only way you mess that up is not shaking hands and kissing the babies and smiling at people.
Right.
Like that's the only way.
It's that easy.
It's really that simple.
Just
Because
be
everybody,
kind.
dog, I know so many CEOs, CMOs, and people across
C
the
levels,
Yeah.
all the C levels.
business owners, everything
Yeah.
that went to Georgia that would love to give y'all opportunity to do something.
Just
That's
start, like,
I'm telling you, man,
real.
it's an abundance of opportunity. I just love to see that y'all active and realize that while you're in it.
Absolutely.
That's a great
You got
place.
to.
So speaking of that, they already brought up Coach Kirby, right?
Yeah.
I actually was coached by Kirby 1 year.
Yeah.
So when I think Nick Saban had gone to Miami,
Yeah.
Kirby didn't go with him. He came back to Athens 1 year, and it was crazy. Kirby was not like any other coach that was on the staff, right? But we would be remiss, Champ, if we didn't talk to them about anything football. So what do you want to know from these young men for this upcoming season?
Well, who's starting in the secondary? 'Cause we got some turnover there, right? We lost a lot.
We got options.
We lost a lot. That's what it sounds like.
We got options.
But I want to hear from y'all.
We got good options. We got good options.
So top 4 or 5 safeties and corners, like.
We got. I mean, we'll start safeties. We got Malachi.
You know Malachi.
Malachi. We got Dan Jackson.
Dan Jackson.
Jonell Aguero is a dog.
Jacory's
back there.
I'd be confident all 4 of them boys. All 4 of them boys. We got the new freshman KJ.
We got KJ. We got Colin who just transferred in.
So you named 6. Now that's enough.
We got exactly. Justin Red. I ain't gonna lie. We got to name Justin Red.
Like you give me talking.
We got dudes that could go to other schools.
We got
right now.
We got
Justin Red could play.
We always reload, man.
We just got, like I said, Colin Gill. He came from Oregon. He could ball.
What about corners?
Jake Pope came from Bama. Corner. We got Julio. You got Julian Humphrey.
Dalen Everett. I mean,
Dalen
those
Everett.
are starting 2 right there.
Dalen. We just got Ellis Robinson, number 1 corner from this class. He's a dog. DeMello's playing corner. He's good. Dre is good. We could keep going.
God,
I would literally keep going.
Like when I say like
they talking about guys that's gonna play.
You remember?
Yeah. I already know.
The way I like to explain to my dad, because my dad's Jamaican, so like the football thing is kind of.
Okay.
If you remember the old Calipari platoon swap.
Yep.
They used to do in Kentucky. That's how I don't know. I haven't been told anything, so I don't want nobody to say Jacob gave insights. But if I was doing it, I would be doing platoons. We got that much talent.
Y'all giving out information.
I'm saying this is what I would do. Platoon swaps.
But no,
we got that much talent. That you could just take.
Like I would
First
never
team
worry about it.
swap. Yeah.
I would never worry about depth in our
In the
we
segment.
got
with T-Rob and Muschamp and Coach Dante, they got
get the boys.
They got real leadership in those rooms.
So what do y'all think about it?
Don't be such a corner. Don't be. We know you Hall of Fame.
Okay,
man.
I got an offensive question. So what y'all think about like when a guy like Brock Vandegrift transfers? Now y'all got to play them, right? So like what's that? How y'all feel about when he left and then playing against him?
Honestly, I mean, I see. To be honest, I know like I didn't know Jacob feels the same way. Like when a player like Brock leaves, we love that for him because Brock's a baller.
Okay.
Brock's a baller.
Yeah, we don't
and
appreciate
it was
we
like
don't do that.
you have a quarterback who's as talented as Carson Beck above you. Like, you already know that you're probably not gonna get the chance to play.
That don't mean not good.
Yeah, it don't mean he's not good.
Okay.
Brock is like
it.
when he'll get comfortable in that pocket and start throwing the ball. He got the arm talent. He got the speed to get loose too.
People don't know that Brock is athletic.
Like
So there's still some connectivity with guys that leave. The pair at Alexander go to USC. Like there's a lot of.
It's always respected because like I mean, the transfer portal nowadays allows a lot of mobility for players who end up in stacked rooms. Because I mean, you go to school at Georgia, your third string guy is a 5-star, 4-star. I'm like seriously, you got players who are under you who are ballers.
You know, one thing people do a lot is they look at y'all and they see the portal and they make these like weird comments about, oh, why these guys they scared to stay? They've got a competition, and I'm always like, man, y'all have no idea what they're going. Y'all don't know what they're going through.
Right.
I'll be honest.
Toyota time out. Toyota time out.
A coach will leave overnight. A coach will leave overnight, and you.
And have to explain nothing.
Business is business.
And have to explain nothing, right?
But a kid, an adult can leave overnight and not have to explain nothing. But a kid can leave and now he's coming to earth.
I was like, if you don't like the system, then get better structure around it.
Like he's just chasing the bag. Like he's chasing a better opportunity.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, all right.
Baker Mayfield, it worked for him. Kyler Murray worked for him.
Justin Fields.
The last three quarterbacks at Oklahoma.
And what's that guy that just went to Florida State?
DJ.
Yeah, wait, how many schools he's been?
This is
Oh, it's his third school.
He's been hopping around.
It might have been four.
No, he went Clemson, Oregon State,
and now Florida State.
and
Oregon
Florida
State.
State.
Right.
Yeah, he went out to Oregon State.
This is making y'all become businessmen.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really has changed the mindset of the current athletes. They realize this is a business.
We were shielded from it.
Oh my God!
It was like we couldn't think for ourselves.
It was football or nothing.
I couldn't take no $5.
We couldn't go get a job. We couldn't do nothing.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's nuts though. Like it's
facts. I'll try to get a job once, and it was some type of stipulations where, like, they couldn't even pay me what regular employees were paid. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't even want a job.
Because I play ball.
That's it.
It's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Wait till you start your show.
I
want to hear it all. I want to hear it all, especially Nick.
I don't know waiting for this show.
Let's make it to the season. Let's make it to the season first.
Yeah, bro. Let's
there you go.
Trial run first, man.
So in a program like UGA, like, we want you guys to win, obviously, right? So in a program that's having the success that you guys are having right now, like we are number one fans as former players there.
Of course.
What is it like, expectation-wise, when I guess you don't play up to the standard that really the entire country expects you guys to play at?
It's our standard.
It's our standard. That's all we know.
We're not thinking about what everyone else is saying. We're literally, we set our own standard.
Before we were recording, they one of the guys outside asked us that, and I told him, I was like, we don't really pay attention. Like, it sounds cliche and like made up, but we really don't pay attention to rankings.
you hear it. Like you
You
hear
hear
Of
it,
course,
like clearly, like we're
you
not blind. We hear
But,
it, but
like,
like
who cares?
once you step inside that facility, like what does it really matter?
Preseason All-American.
Preseason
you
All
ain't played the
American,
game.
preseason rankings. Like we genuinely don't pay attention.
0-0.
Yeah.
Every team in the
0-0.
country is 0-0.
0-0. We haven't won nothing. We have this team. This Georgia team coming to this season has not won a game.
Dang.
Y'all not acting like kids, man.
And that's how we think. I mean,
No,
you got.
no,
That's
no.
really just the coach. That's the
Yeah.
environment they put you in. You just kind of get
That's the culture.
a good
Yeah.
brainwash.
Yeah.
It's a very good brainwash. I like the brainwash. I'm gonna keep sipping
I'm
the
with
Kool-Aid.
it. I'm
Yeah,
with
man.
it.
I'm
with
gonna
it,
keep
bro.
sipping the Kool-Aid.
But
I
it
like
works. It
Yeah,
works.
it
works.
does.
You got to
It
keep your
works.
nose down and just put the work
works.
in.
That's
Yeah.
so true. So you used the word right there, culture. And what Champ and I want is a culture that current players at Georgia can reach out to former players at Georgia. And when the current players become former players, we want them to already be in this cycle, in this group, in this fraternity of athletes, right? So for you guys who are there right now, what would be one thing that you want to say for the freshman or the junior in high school that wants to be your teammate in the next 2 years? Like, what would you say to that player?
That's a good question, I guess.
How you get them the Kool-Aid?
I got you.
Come on.
Find your true self before you try to find what other people think of you. Because I think especially with I wasn't a huge recruit coming out. And not to say this about any of my teammates, but just what I've observed even back home. 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars starts to become people's identity. Rather than I'm Jacob Hardy, the person, the football player, the student, the child, the brother, the everything. But I'm coming in with this motto that I'm only a 3-star, or I'm a 5-star, or I'm a this, I'm a that. Find yourself, and then that'll help you pick a school.
Yeah, because you didn't pick that rating.
Right,
Somebody
you didn't
else-
pick that
somebody
rating.
else gave
You
you
didn't pick
that.
that. You could work
Yeah.
as hard. I mean, we see guys like Lad McConkey, who wasn't a 5-star,
Yeah.
getting drafted over 1 billion 5-stars.
Yeah.
So like Coach Curry said, those stars, you can wipe your ass with them. You
Yeah.
can like bring. He says that. You can,
That's a quote.
I believe it.
You can wipe your ass with them
He
stars.
likes that one. He likes
You can
using
be like,
that
that's
one.
cool,
He
but
loves using that one.
like when the smoke clears, somebody's got to show up.
Yeah.
And
Period.
you got to make sure that whoever shows up is who you want to show up.
Yeah.
And make sure that's the right dude.
And that's all that matters, bro.
So don't let stars define you. You
Don't let
define
stars
you.
make you and God. Those are the only 2 people you're ever gonna have. Well, Spirit and you.
What you got for that?
Mine
high
is
school
probably
year?
not as in-depth answer, but just you have to be bought into the process.
Agreed.
Bought into the process of like football, bought into the process of building yourself, bought into the process of like
Patience.
patience,
Mhm.
like being ready when it's your time for real.
Mhm.
And like you're gonna hear that one 1,000,000 times, but like I feel like that for me, that's like probably the most important. Like that's one probably that means the most to me. Like being bought into like you will grow if you really work it. If you work it, the results will pay out eventually.
Yeah. And there's no better sport than football to teach you all this.
Oh,
like
yeah.
buying into
Yeah,
the
there is.
Life
process.
lessons out there
There is,
for real.
bro, like,
Life lessons
it's-
for real.
It's so much translates to life, business, everything.
Yeah.
So don't ever forget that. I love to hear you say that.
That's good. So, God Love Sports. Want to thank Terrell and Jacob for joining us on this
Thank you
episode.
for having me.
As
Yep.
usual,
Appreciate it.
This
Thank
is
you.
good. man.
Hall of Famer,
Loved it.
Champ Bailey, myself, Trey Battle.
Yep.
Like, there's some real knowledge that was dropped on this couch today, right?
Agreed.
Right? And for you underclassmen who have dreams and aspirations of going to D1, never let what a scout, never let what a star, never let what another coach or whatever define you. You always define you. And when you do that, always, as Terrell said, always bet on you, right? Bet on you and really drive into who you are by what you do. So that's God Love Sports. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yep.
We'll see you next episode.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.